Good morning. Today is Sunday, August 25th, 2024, and this is the weekly Bitcoin price forecast. Looking at where Bitcoin went in the past week and where it could potentially go in the future. So we are in the closing out the month of August. This is the last full week of August. So by Saturday, what is that? Yeah. So Saturday is the last day. This is the last full trading week in August. So August started off very rocky. We had August 5th, which was considered to be Black Monday. I don't know why it's always on a Monday. It's always on a Monday. I think like in the 80s it was Black Monday. I can't remember what it was in 2008, but anyway, August 5th, it had this major crash down. It wasn't just Bitcoin. It was like, all the stock markets in general. A lot of it was due to the Japanese yen carry trade, a lot of that being unraveled, and they had a big stock market crash. So we live in a global economy. So when stuff like that happens to one party, it happens around the world. So, but if you look at it, this is just a huge wick candle. This is a fake out. So we started here and came all the way down. So what was that? What was that dip look like? So that dip is that's what I want to do. All right. So that dip was 30 something percent, if I could, from top to bottom, about 30%. That's 30% on the dip. The monthly chart, that's still pretty good. I think we're gonna end this month bullish. We'll end up above this area and continue to go on up. But that was a major fake out that we had here. We see that we're still well above the $60,000 level that I've talked about that's so important. So let's go down to the weekly chart and see what we got. So yeah, huge candle on the weekly chart. Especially going into the end of the week. This movement up to 63,000, which got it above kind of like this midpoint line of the range if you look at it. So I'll turn the drawings on in a second, but we're well above that. So this will, I think, continue to go up. You have a couple more hurdles here. So 68, 69, and 70. But once you get above 70, it is going to rip. It's going to rip. So let's take a look here. This movement up, down, up, down, up, down, boom. Like I said, we're above this $60,000 line that is so important. The reason it's so important is because it marks off the all-time high of, this is the all-time high, but the major level where it's the major key level here. So you had this peak up, and then you see it's very important here, and here, and then it will, to me, what it looks like. We've cleared this area. We're getting back into this channel after this major fake out and coming down, and we'll come back and test this channel. So I don't think we'll stop again somewhere until about 80 or 90,000 once we get going. That's significant because then like 100,000 is nothing there. So imagine if we overcorrect to the top side over the next couple weeks. Let's say even going into, I think before the end of the year, that's more than doable. 2024. With this drop that we had down here, again talking about August 5th, it came down and tapped this long-term support. Fantastic to see that this is held here and has not been able to be breached. Really, it hasn't been able to be breached. I mean, it got a little bit in there and then it just said absolutely not, you need to turn around. So yeah, price is going back up. That's the long story short here. Get back to that all-time high of 73,000, and then you may be in a good spot. So we can go down to the daily chart real quick. I don't have too much else to say on that. Again, you had a bit of a consolidation here. Even if we want to draw a line, maybe from here to here, then here to here. It may look a little bit better on a 4-hour chart, so we'll go down to 4 hours. But basically, you had some type of consolidation here, starting from the end of July until really, so about for a month. For a month, you had some solid consolidation there. I guess you could leave it right here because again, that was I think this is more accurately depicting it. Yep, right here. That would be the top of that. And as you can see, this is a pretty clean breakout. Pretty clean breakout this week, going into next week. Even if it comes down and retest it, we're still above. All the moving averages are right here. So that'll be a good rejection. You come down here again. We still have so much traffic in this area that I just don't see how they could do it. And the big part is with Friday, it's Friday at about 11 a.m. At this point, Jerome Powell has spoken to Jackson Hole, and he has said essentially that we're going to start lowering rates again. So that, sends the whole market into a frenzy. I think the next coming weeks are going to be pretty solid as investors get into the market as the rates are going to change in that September meeting. So a little bit less than a month away. Again, not a guarantee, but something that they have essentially speculated at. So whether it be a 25 basis point drop or a 50-point basis drop, we have yet to see. I think that's all I have left to say on the chart itself. Let's look at the news. We kind of talked about last week. So this is the current week. Last week, really not nothing. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. FOMC minutes came out on Tuesday. Oh, sorry, on Wednesday. They didn't say much. The real thing this week was Fed Jerome Powell getting up and speaking on Friday at Jackson Hole. So you had a meeting of the central bankers this week in Wyoming, in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. They have their annual symposium of the central banks pretty much, and he spoke and basically said, "Hey, we're gonna start changing interest rates." So that's huge news for the market. That'll flip things to risk on ideally. So looking at this week, you have August 25th, Monday the 26th, Tuesday consumer confidence. That's nothing. Thursday nothing. Yeah, so this is really an insignificant news week. There's not anything coming up. The following week, going into September, you have Labor Day, which is a holiday. That's really about NFP, maybe. Yeah, NFP coming out on that Friday. But yeah, so really not any major news until next Friday. Not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday. This is what I was talking about with Fed Chair Powell. If I can get there. Fed Chair Powell, the time has come for interest rates to be cut. Got to cut that there. It's been a very long time that we've been without some type of interest rates cuts, and people are feeling it. From the employment market to just like the capital markets in general, people are definitely feeling it. Other major news this week: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has dropped out of the race. He has since endorsed Trump. That does put a little bit of pressure on Kamala on the crypto side, just because again both of these candidates have proven to be very crypto forward thinking. So I mean, here's the thing: I don't care about the political party. This is not any type of endorsement, but it is a fact that considering both of these have joined forces now, it now forces the Democratic Party to take a strong look at cryptocurrency, and with that, it pumps the whole space. There's no loss here for crypto, regardless of who it is. So leading up to the next, I think it's about 70 days that we have before Election Day. That will be important. That's going to be important because we're at the time again where interest rates are being cut. I think by election time, you could see Bitcoin at about 100K or approaching it rapidly. And if that is the case, the energy in the space is going to be electric. So, I mean, it's going to be something that has to be addressed. This is nothing that can be ignored very easily. So this is the Bitcoin spot ETF. Again, as you can see, really nothing. There's been not a ton of activity over the last several weeks. It's just kind of stalled out, but I believe that volatility is going to return. As you can see, a lot of that volatility was to the downside. So if I take off, this is a grayscale. You see that most of the activity was over here, and still to this day, it's a lot of selling. Most of it net has not been positive. So maybe a little uptick there. I think that's about it. I don't even know what that is. Is this BTC? What is that? Who are they? I don't know. Maybe it's a new guy. Oh, okay. So is this the current tracker? I don't know. I don't know who this ETF is. It's not saying down here, but who knows? Last thing that I am going to look at is I try to look at a new chart every week for Bitcoin and just kind of prove that, hey, there's a lot of different metrics outside of just the chart that are saying that we're going to go up. That is something that we're looking at positively. So this is the pi cycle type top indicator. This is a good one that's been used to predict tops over time. So let me see. If we're looking at it, right, you had several indicators where you had a crossover with this, and so this is the 111-day moving average and the 350-day moving average multiplied by 2. So that's your purple and your blue kind of cyan here and your hot pink lines right here. And when they cross, when the blue line crosses over or it looks like it's approaching the pink line, you get a run up. And then the blue line crosses under and then you're down. It's still under very much so, it crosses up and you do it. Because again, it's following the price of Bitcoin. once these cross, it's generally some type of local top. It seems to be. You see it cross right here, boom, top. Let me see, cross right here, local top. Crossed right here, that was the top. So this is important. It's very important. I think this is going to, let's take a look here. I don't want to do that. Let's zoom in here on this one. As we can see, this is the bottom of the market here. You had this is March of 2023. You had this long sideways stall period where the moving average is coming down. It's moving up a little bit, moving sideways as it did for about 6 months. And then it just absolutely took off like a rocket. It hit the top of this and local top. This is also the time when they shut down the bank term funding program in early March. And then it's just like, a slow decline up into this point. But what I see here is, if I zoom in even further, we have crossed from below. Bitcoin's price has crossed above the moving average here. It's 111-day moving average. So that's significant. And with that, it looks to go higher. So especially here with the 103,000 that you have here, that's the next moving average on this cycle, right? So it can absolutely cross under here, and it needs to generally for these lines to cross. So one thing I'll be looking at is for the pi cycle type indicator for price to get above here. But what I'm really waiting for is this cross right here. Waiting for a cross to signify that we are. You could have a top, whether it be local or extreme. That could be your top for this cycle. So I don't really have too much else to talk about at this point. Again, it's just a waiting game at this point, but I am expecting that we start seeing a lot more action in the markets, just because of the fact that, again, there's just so much adding up. We're approaching election season, which is getting intense. We're looking to lower interest rates. That's huge. A lot of interest is returning to the space. It's just one thing after another, positive after positive after positive. So in my mind, the hard times are over. It's just a matter of, hey, if you can get in now, go ahead and get in. Again, not financial advice, but something we want to see. Again, this has been Chris Talks Crypto. Check out any crypto-based resources on christalkscrypto.com and join the Pulse on Crypto Discord. And other than that, I will see y'all on the moon. Take care. Bye-bye.